Hey everyone, Robert Nixon here. I'm here with Darrell Eason of Focus Energy Assessments. I'll let you introduce yourself, say hi to you, and tell us a little bit about what you do first, because it's a little bit complicated, I guess.
Yeah, I'm Darrell Eason. I'm Focused Energy Assessments. My company does energy assessments for homes and commercial buildings. And an energy assessment is a good way of finding out what your energy consumption and energy flows in your house are, basically. I don't think there's...
So how much loss of energy you're
Yeah.
having?
Yeah, we give you a footprint of what your home will consume, and
Mostly older homes?
yeah, existing homes for now. There is a new home program, but I concentrate on existing homes.
Interesting. It was pretty windy. We're in a new house. It was pretty windy the other night. I was like, there's a bit drafty in here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if it's worth checking, right? To make sure there's not a
Yeah.
I don't know, bad seal or something somewhere. So what is an energy advisor, what you just sort of said? Is there a difference between an energy advisor and an energy auditor?
Not really. An energy advisor is the official designation of Natural Resources Canada.
Oh, okay.
Which
so government.
which is the qualification that you have to have for doing the EnerGuide home evaluations. The official title is a Program Qualified Energy Advisor. An energy auditor, there are designations as energy auditors, but really we all do the same thing. And then when you get into residential or commercial, there's different...
So just different subdivision of the industry?
Yeah,
sort of,
but the energy advisor to energy auditor, yeah, it's splitting hairs really.
Okay, cool. How many years have you been an energy advisor?
Residentially a couple of years, but commercially 8 to 10 years.
So you did it. You're self-employed now, right?
Yeah, I've always been self-employed.
Worked sort of through the government before you worked as an energy advisor for a company.
I worked alongside the province and BC Hydro and Fortis on the different energy programs that they had, but moved into the residential side the past couple of years.
Which is better?
The detective work involved in a commercial assessment is I wouldn't bet it's different. And then but the penny dropping for a homeowner once you explain where the energy's going and where the heat's going and how wind affects the interior of the house is quite fun.
Right, okay. So a little more hands-on, I guess.
Yeah. You're dealing with the exact person who needs to make the decision, so it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Not third parties. Yeah, I hear you there. How long does it take?
How long does it take? A residential assessment will take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on the size of the home, the complexity of the geometry of the home, whether I've got to do one or more blower door tests.
Right.
But for a lot of that time, I'm sort of walking around the home on my own. So a lot of the time, people will find a couple of hours to do something that they didn't know they could do in the day.
Leave, right?
Organize the cupboards.
Oh, yeah, right. You're saying that.
Yeah.
Get some stuff. That's good, yeah, because you expect you're busy.
Yeah.
What do you do when conducting an energy assessment? So door tests, what are they?
I'll go from the start. We obviously meet and greet. We just talk about the home a little bit. I'll then do a walk around the outside, do a lot of measurements of the envelope and windows, and sort of get a good gauge of what the home is doing. Then come inside, do some more measurements, look at mechanical systems, note and take photos, and sort of get the geometry of the home, and then we'll do the blower door test. And the blower door test is effectively creating a windy day, like you said before.
Yeah.
And
from the inside, right?
Yeah. So we suck the air out of the house, and then any little holes that you have, and all existing homes will have small holes to the exterior. Some have got bigger holes depending on what's gone on in the past. And you say a windy day, if you can imagine a windy day being created outside, and that would suck the air out of the house or suck the heat out of the house. And when you feel colder on a windy day, It's because there's more movement of air in your house. So we're
for
testing
sure.
for that.
So create a vacuum basically in the house or a low pressure
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
When do you conduct them? So I guess there's two parts to it, right?
Yeah. When you conduct an energy, there's no bad time to conduct an energy assessment.
Well, I guess maybe a better question would be why would someone get one? I guess a little bit. When should they get one? And you do on pre and post work if someone does some repairs, right?
Yeah. So there's multiple reasons why people will get me in, or homeowners will get me in. Some new homeowners get me in just so they start off on a good stead. They know more about their home, any improvements they're going to make, they're going to do in a bit more of a logical order. Most people only see their home or they don't see their home for too long before they buy it. So, it's another good way of knowing about their home. A lot of people will call me because their heating bills are too high. That obviously has to do with the type of heating system, but it also has to do with how well your house is keeping the heat in as well, right? And the flows of the house, and we look at the house as a sort of building science, how all the little systems work together.
And if they're going to renovate, where the money's best spent.
Exactly, and then where money's best spent, and also rebates, right? There's good rebates for certain things. There's other things that make more sense because the rebate's going to cover a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it's wants and needs, right? We hope to balance your budget, as
for
best
sure.
you can.
And what makes sense? Yeah, I mean the efficiency on some of those new heat pumps and stuff. People are saying like they're 400% efficient or some crazy number. I don't know.
Yeah,
compared to a baseboard that's like less than 100.
Yeah, a baseboard is considered as 100% efficient.
Which always baffles me because how can something be
more
than 100?
That's it, right?
Energy used to energy produced, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Quick question is: do you ever have people do it as like a subject to or before they buy a house? Wanting to know. I mean, I wouldn't find that to be common, but it could have happened before they remove subjects as part of the inspection, maybe.
I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't. The problem is that the energy assessment doesn't transfer ownership. There's a number of reasons why that is, but I'd love it if that could happen. Generally,
because it could affect someone buying a house, but definitely not in the seller's market like we've had, right?
Yeah, there's a number of reasons why I think it should be allowed. Well, it's not allowed. It's just that the label, the Energuide label, doesn't transfer over.
It stays with the current owner. You have to redo it when you're in the house. It's not with the person that hires you. It's with the owner.
But as soon as you take possession, get me in first thing.
Yeah. So do you only do them? For homes, but you said commercial as well. So what?
Commercial is a different sort of different genre. There's different levels of assessment depending on what you might want to do. When you think about bigger capital expenditure on one particular mechanical system, you may want to have me in and look at the building as a whole, but then concentrate on the heating and cooling and what you're actually spending on that compared to what your bill is.
So something like an apartment building would be considered commercial? Would you do an apartment building?
There is an area to the Energuide rating for multi-unit residential buildings.
Yeah.
They can be done. They don't fall under rebates at the moment.
But I mean, it's huge if you got an oil furnace heating 20, 30 units, and you switch it to gas. You're going to save thousands of dollars. Right?
So in terms
probably per month.
In terms of BC Hydro or Fortis, that falls under a commercial account. Yeah. Because the common space is considered commercial.
So it's still worth doing it maybe just to figure out where your money's best spent. It's for a commercial or upper style building. Your biggest accomplishment?
Biggest accomplishment
as an energy advisor.
I think because you deal with a different situation every home you ever go into.
Troubleshooting almost?
Yeah, but the penny dropping, when you see it on somebody's face, that when they realise that is why something happens within their home, that's what you're always trying to get to, because then it becomes real. We're not just an assessment, and 99 times out of 100, that happens, right? They learn something new about
a simple fix.
Yeah.
The whole heating hill is just big, and it's only because that vent was open somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. It could be as easy as that. I remember an example that someone had mold in their bathroom, and they'd had a new vent put, like a new exhaust vent put in, and the contractor had forgotten to put the piece of insulation back between the joists, and they hadn't put insulation around the vent, so the condensation over.
That's so common. I think I did it on my last house.
That's it, right?
I didn't insulate this.
But that's
inspectors always bring it up.
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, but people, experts have been around there for over 2 years, and they couldn't. They didn't look. They looked at that and didn't even notice it.
So the energy loss is coming from that pipe not being insulated and the hole going outside.
Well, yeah, that was just one of those things that you notice, right? We do a thorough inspection of the home. Really, we're looking at all the insulation, the attic. So we're not going to look at something that is wrong and not point it out. You know, if you buy a new home and you get a home inspection, those things should get pointed out. But you know, if I go to someone who's been lived in a place for 10 years. And they just can't work out why that the mold is sitting up on a wall somewhere, and multiple people have been in and go, I don't know. Well, that's because they just come in and look at that one thing.
Don't go
whereas
in
we're looking at the entire house and why things move, right? Houses are meant to be comfortable. We live in them, so we look at comfort as well. And comfort comes with moisture, airflow. You know, heating, how the heating distributes. Baseboard heating is terrible.
Fresh air.
How much fresh air comes in, how much. So, you know, it's an overall assessment.
So your biggest compliment is when you're able to show someone something and their sort of eyes light up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, really? That simple? Or that was hard to, or whatever, right?
Yeah. And, cool. You know, obviously then there's the rebates and you can get more money for this and that. But really, you know that you've kind of done your job, and you know that you've looked at the home properly. If you found something that alleviates their questions,
feeling of accomplishment to help them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, what is the most challenging part of your job?
Crawl spaces.
And all the new houses are great.
Crawl spaces.
They're great in all the new houses.
Yeah, that's it. No.
5 footers.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Biggest challenges.
Well, crawl spaces are a good
Crawl
one.
spaces, yeah, no, I can't get over.
I remember one of my first deals. I was in a crawl space with a contractor, and I put coveralls on over top of my dress clothes, and I followed him around because the deal was going to fall apart if I didn't find her some answers from the inspection that was sideways.
Yeah, the biggest, I would say, renewable energy. Not being able to recommend renewable energy more than I do, and the reason for that is payback is still slow.
So solar, wind.
So yeah, but solar in general, I mean, it's the more accessible type of renewable energy. You know, if you've got a purely south-facing roof, magnetic south-facing roof, and everything else in your home is kind of where it should be, that's when you really get into it, which is unfortunate.
The benefits.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that I feel like we're at a point that it's as low as it's going to get, but we really don't pay much. This will be controversial. We really don't pay much for hydro at all. It's cheap.
We don't for hydro. In comparison to other places, countries, other provinces.
Other out east, they're paying double what we pay. In Europe, probably 4 times what we pay. And when that starts to happen, then you start making decisions differently.
It's going to make sense. It's going to pay off.
Yeah. With all things, all of a sudden you go, I will turn that light off, and I will, But then there's also the renewable energy. It just
there's
the payback
big
times.
Corporate thing behind that.
Well, I don't know.
I saw post on Facebook. There's a picture of a bill and some new charge from hydro or something. People are upset about.
Yeah. But do you know what? People don't generally call hydro at the end of the year and say thank you for providing me with power 99.9% of the time.
No, and you don't see the positive. Let's go analyze other countries, like you say, and see.
Yeah.
One thing I found out myself on my my hydro bill, my gas bill, you can go on there and you can, I think it's in increments of 10% all the way up to 100, and you can claim that the renewable gas, so from hydrocarbons. See, I claimed 100%. I'm like 100% of my bill is coming from renewable hydrocarbons, and I get some discount. And you can just check a box and say, I want this much hot claim.
But you pay a little bit more per.
You pay less, don't you?
I think you pay a little bit more for the renewable energy.
Really?
I haven't looked into.
So maybe I didn't read it good enough. I thought it was a good thing.
The thing with natural gas, there's not too much natural gas on the island. I mean, it's only been here 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
So
no, they were talking about like gas coming from landfills and stuff.
Oh
so
yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no.
So if you claim that you're using the portion, they give you a discount. I think. I'm gonna go check it. Yeah,
go check it. I was under the stand you pay a little bit extra for the gas because
I'm trying to be a good consumer, clean energy.
It may have changed. I'm not fully up to date on that, but
you think they'd advertise it though if it was something like that? But
yeah, I think
I'm gonna go read it again because I thought, I'm paying way more.
Apparently,
paying next to $1,000 this year.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's that much, but the pipeline. I think the pipelines. They're back up to 85% capacity with gas. So
yeah,
I wonder if they're still going to put in the 9% surcharge.
Probably do whatever they want.
Let's not get too political, right? This is not about
politics. So that was challenging part, is the politics.
Yeah.
And I grew up on Hornby, right? So we have a farm that's way down in the water. So my mom doesn't have a house down there. My aunt does.
Yeah.
And she's on like batteries and stuff. She's got a bit of solar. She's got a shed up top with power. But down somewhere like that, it makes sense to put hydro or solar.
Yeah, there's need. There's a need. There's a need to do it. I mean, with solar, you only get paid 9.99 cents per kilowatt hour back. I believe.
They don't pay as much as they charge.
Well, if you're a lower tier residential, then you are getting paid more. But it's and you can't produce any more than your house would be rated for.
Oh, so you can't dump a bunch of solar panels on and start making money?
No. You know, if you consume X amount of kilowatt hours a year, they would look at the solar array that you're wanting to put in, and then say that's as much as you can have. If you produce any more, then
it just feeds back into the system and then comes back to you when you need it.
It's a great way of reducing your house to what's called net zero.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a house that doesn't consume too much, and a lot of new construction is going to what's called BC Step Code, and Campbell River and Comox Valley, they're behind it, and there's good incentives to build to net zero. So in other words, your house is
the city's supporting it.
Yeah, your house is going to consume X amount, no matter what you do, but that's as low as it's going to go, and then you put on solar panels. So hopefully you can,
bring it to zero.
Yeah, because you're producing power rather than
bring the taxes to zero too. That's another political one.
Oh yeah.
Vote.
Go out and vote.
BC assessment's coming out soon, so we'll see what they're all at. Everyone's probably going to shit their pants, but pardon the language. Do you have any advice for anyone who might be interested in becoming an energy advisor? Natural Resources Canada are the people who will certify you. If you've got Natural Resources? No.
Natural Resources Canada.
Natural.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Enercan. If you got an interest in energy, how building science, it's a good skill to have, and it's interesting.
Yeah, and I think because he spoke in our office 3 weeks ago now, and that's how I got the idea to interview him. But you said that's not a big accomplishment of yours, maybe. But you said that was part of the reason you do it is because you like to, you're pro environment and getting something good for everything, right? Like, if it interests you and you're,
there's lots of reasons why I like doing it.
Yeah.
There's air quality. If we can, as much as we all love wood heat, the there's more people living
I hate
in
when
more
now that I live in the
condensed.
city.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I breathe it and I'm like, ah.
There you go. There's more people live in a more condensed space, and the more people breathe in those particulates, and it's a health concern. No doubt about it. And then just making homes more comfortable for people wanting to live, live
It's always good to want to do better for the environment. I think it's another controversial thing. Like, I find it funny because I used to be a mechanic and I worked in the oil sands. I grew up on Hornby. So, like, with that sort of stuff, you hear both sides on Facebook and stuff are totally different people, right?
Yeah.
But, so with that, is it a long course to do, and is there lots of, like, would it be easy to find a job doing it? And how long would it take to get certified?
You gotta be a self-starter.
So it's not like you're crying for them like doctors or something.
No, I mean, but the way that the BC Clean, I think it's BC Clean BC, the new programs from provincial government are good steps towards it. Locally municipalities and carbon targets. There's more and more pressure being put on building code, and there's more pressure coming. So I think it's a good long-term perspective, and the Energy rating at the end of the day, for most people, it's going to be the biggest purchase of your life. Why wouldn't you want to know what it's going to cost you in the long run?
Yeah, and it's even a question on the PDS. Does your current home have an Energy rating?
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen anyone check it or fill it out.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen a home that has one.
That's it. But, if you know about homes, or you build homes, maybe you know what you're looking at. But for most people, they're not interested in renovating their own homes, so they get other people in. But if you don't know what you're looking at, which is what a home inspection is supposed to do, but again, I think home inspections are looking a little bit more at what might be wrong with the home as to how the home works.
Well, because there could be major problems.
Of course,
they have to look at everything.
Oh,
right?
it's I think we're definitely a complementary service. The home inspection before, and then a home energy evaluation as soon as you buy the home, as soon as you're in possession of the home, is not a bad combo to make sure you know what your home is going to do.
And then, what kind of grants is there? Like, you can save quite a bit of money, I think.
There's lots. I think that if you were to do as much as you can, there's about $8,000 and $9,000 worth of incentives available.
So how much would you have to spend to get that?
The basic costs of my service.
Or no, I mean like what? Well, I'll go what your service is. It's good to know.
Yeah.
But what on appliances and stuff too, or whatever. But and what do you cost?
Well, so in terms of what you would spend, it depends what your home needs. The biggest is your heating system, right?
Your heat pump,
and that could be could be a ductless heat pump, could be a central heat pump, it could be whatever. But that's going to save you a lot of money over time. But it could be windows, insulation. Insulation's a pretty good bang for your buck. What you have to spend on insulation for somebody else installing it compared to what you get back from rebates is really a really good return.
Okay.
But the modelling of the home that we do shows you exactly what is worth doing and what saves you where. So it's pretty good. Our cost, the best way to put it is that at the moment there are rebates that will cover about 75% of what
your cost. Okay,
yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. So you're not going to be laying out more than a couple of $100 at the end of the day. So that's the easiest way to do it.
And well worth it in the long run if you're going to do some renovations. Yeah. I just did the windows in my house in Fort St. John. They were clearly the worst energy loss. I didn't actually see them very well, but my realtor friend up there that did an inspection for me was like, "You gotta get those done."
Yeah.
So I just spent $15,000 on windows for it. I probably should have gotten an energy assessment done. I could have got some money back, but I didn't even think about it. I was just like, it had to be done right before winter hit.
Yeah.
So something to keep in mind for sure if you are doing stuff like that. It's worth it, right? Even what if you're gonna flip the house or something? Does it matter?
No, You still get the rebates.
Yeah, okay. It's not
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
limited if you can do it to 10 houses in a year if you want, or
Yeah, it goes by the parcel number of the house. It's not a per person.
yeah. Okay, cool.
So no, it's if you're going to go in and do the right things, then yeah, it's well worth it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, if anyone's trying to get a hold of him, I don't have his phone number. So you want to give your phone number out? I got some cards of his or his email address if you want to ask me, or
250-650-4661 or Darrell at focusedenergy.ca. So focusedenergy.ca.
And can you find you if you Google?
Yeah, I hope so.
You work Comox Valley North, right?
Yeah, well, Nanaimo North.
Okay, so pretty broad.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else that might provide some value for anyone you want to tell them? Or?
No, let's have a good Christmas.
It's Christmas. He doesn't want to work too hard, I don't think. So give him till the New Year, maybe.
Yeah.
An easy job in town before Christmas, maybe.
Nah, it's all good.
Okay,
available whenever.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Have a good day.